I've always been into the arts. I think ever since I was little, I was always doing something with my hands. And I really didn't get to take art classes until I hit high school. And then I started to take a couple ceramics classes here and there, and I really fell into it. And then from there, I think it was just all that I did with my time. I'm Hope Limyansky Smith, and I'm the artist behind Limyansky Studios. A lot of my work is inspired by a variety of modern artists, and I enjoy looking at a lot of Nordic pottery, which is kind of a strange category to fall into, but they really do a beautiful job with very simple color schemes, which is something that I've always admired, and it's always about the form. I do primarily throwing on the pottery wheel, so I enjoy making really, really large things, like really large bowls or vases or things with a lot of kind of strange shapes to them. So I think people see the end product and they don't know what all goes into it, so it's always been important to me to highlight what exactly goes into the start of the piece, to the middle, all the way to the end. So it always starts out with a lump of clay, and it's up to me to determine what shape am I going to throw, how thick am I going to throw it, how thin am I going to throw it, what areas are going to be really wide, what areas are going to be really narrow. So there's a lot of decision making that goes into just kind of the initial start of the piece. And so once I've created a basic form on the pottery wheel, I have to slow dry things for about 2 to 3 weeks to make sure that they don't get any cracking or anything like that, and then I can start my carving process. So once I start carving, I first do some preliminary carvings just to make sure everything's lined up the way that I like it. Then I go in with an X-Acto knife and I have to do a second version of carving where I actually cut open like the light sleeves for my Christmas trees. So once things have dried a little bit and it's been a couple weeks since I started them, I can go ahead and detail them to make sure that I clean up all the little edges and all the grooves are exactly perfect just where I want them. And then I go into the bisque firing. So the bisque firing is the first stage of the ceramic firing. We'll go through 2 total. And so in this first one, you're burning out all of the water, and it's going to make the object really hard, so I'll no longer be able to sculpt it at all. Once it's gone through the bisque firing, I pull it out and then I'm going to sand it. Then I'm going to glaze it. So glaze is like a liquid glass that you put on it, and essentially what you're doing is you've got all these glass particles that are going to melt on the outside of your piece and create that really shiny, polished finish that a lot of people see on your traditional house pottery and that kind of a thing. And so then you put it into a firing another time, and it'll again go up to about 2,000 degrees. And then you'll pull it out, and then you'll have the finished product. So then when you do see it, it should just look like this effortless piece. It's really the process that's the fun part for me. It's all the different steps that go into it. I love coming into the studio and just being able to look at a full shelves of things and thinking, okay, I can throw things today, I can trim some things today, I could carve things today, I could glaze things today, and there's always so many different things going on that I feel like I can always keep myself busy and entertained, and I enjoy that it's just up to me with how I want to spend my time and what I want to accomplish in that day. One of the other fun things about making work on the pottery wheel is although I can make things really symmetrical, I can never make 2 pieces the exact same. And what I particularly like about my Christmas trees is that they all have their own different grooves and shapes and patterns, and I love that none of them are ever going to be the same. It always excites me whenever I get to see photos of my work in someone's home and I get to hear about how much it's lit up their room or how much they enjoy having it out, because it's always fun to see the work go out into the real world and just leave my tiny studio and then live its own life.